Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, a blue dot in a red state, utilizing tarot to offer insight into these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be the rule of five. So Chuck Schumer has found a spine and is finally doing something. So what they have done is there is this obscure law that it's very obscure and it's very specific. So I'm going to read this here from Politico is where I got. I've been seeing a lot of different things, but I actually have Politico article pulled up because they had, like, it was very succinct here. And it's an obscure law that Chuck Schumer has used to request that covers all documents, files, evidence, and other materials in the Justice Department and the FBI's possession related to the Epstein case. The Rule of Five law allows five members, and this is the very specific, of the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee to request federal agencies to provide information about, quote, any matters within the jurisdiction of the committee. Okay, so obscure law that they legally can use, and the senators have requested that an answer be received from the DOJ by August 15th. Now, if you guys have watched my energy readings, you know that by, what was it, like that, right around that time period, that 15th would be on a Friday before the week of the 18th. And if I'm remembering correctly, wasn't it like the week of the 18th was like very explosive, and then like the week after that was like the calm after the storm. So yeah, that's interesting. I definitely want to kind of keep that energy reading in mind, probably as I do a follow-up on this. And so I thought that was interesting when I read August 15th. I was like, whoa. And then Chuck Schumer said, if the agencies choose to ignore the request, the Democrats will take their case to the courts. Okay, so that is all from, as I said, Politico is where I got this specific information, but you know, it's been reported everywhere. So what I want to do is I want to do a base reading into this. Okay, I keep wanting to call it Party of Five, and so I'm just going to tell you right now that if anywhere in this video you hear, or this reading, you hear me call it Party of Five, just know that I am back in, my 20s watching that show. I love that show. That was one of my favorite shows in the 90s. So, the Rule of Five is what I'm reading on, not the 90s TV show Party of Five. So, I just want to do a base reading into this Rule of Five. I want a base reading. I am not expecting Pam Bondi whatsoever to comply with this, or if they do comply, it's like they've redacted everything except for A, N, and the, that type of thing. So I want to do a base reading into like what that looks like, and then kind of, as I said, I'm not expecting, it's not an intuitive moment. It's like, look at the weather type of moment that they're not going to, the DOJ is not going to comply. So I don't even need to do cards on that. So I guess I want to see, like, what will that response be? So yeah, base reading, and then kind of like, where does it go? Okay. So as always, entertainment purposes only, just a base reading into this Rule of Five law being invoked. That what's just base reading, what's that look like, what's going on, what's going to happen, what can we expect? The Rule of Five. Okay, this is Nine of Pentacles. This card is like, it's the wealthy woman. It's also a card of, like, they know that the law is on their side. They're utilizing the law to get what they want. That's really the feeling I'm getting from that card. The challenge is the rash behavior and decisions being made by this government. Okay. And also, since the request went to the DOJ and the FBI, they're probably, I'm getting this feeling like, what are we going to do? I don't know why they would be concerned about following the law now, but I am getting a feeling like they do realize that the Democrats really have used this law, and they really are trying to figure out how to get out of it. Okay. So the challenge is all, just, the rash decisions of, what are they going to do? Options. Whoo, they know that they need to comply. But they also know that it will be the end of their careers. It will be the end of, it will bring an end to this administration if they release these files. Okay, unredacted. And I will say, whenever I say unredacted, the Democrats did put in their request that the only redactions is obviously those, they call them the victims. I like to call them survivors, but the victims, to have all of that redacted, but everything else, they want as is. Okay. Donald, the foundation of this is they got to protect Donald because they know that this will bring an end to him. Queen of Pentacles. Queen's taking care of, and what's interesting is I always see these cards are so similar to me also. So let me just kind of take a minute here. The Queen of Pentacles, I'm just gonna keep that there for a minute. Let me see what else comes up here. Okay, first of all, they're going to come up with every reason and every excuse in the world not to release this. And I'm kind of wondering, I want these two cards here. I want more on these. Because this is, Queen of Pentacles is going to be the nurturer, the caregiver, our queens. It's also, Pentacles is security, stability. And so Donald probably wanting to, I wonder if this isn't Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm kind of feeling like that might be like she holds the receipts, and how are we going to keep those receipts hidden? Like he's got his own deal going on here, with Ghislaine, but now you've got, these damn Democrats are ruining his plan. Go Chuck Schumer. You just ruin his plans all you can. So, what will the response be? Because honestly, with this, I'm feeling it's almost like the oh shit panic moment of, they've done this and they legally have a right to these files. We know that this administration has zero problems complying with law. We also know that the Supreme Court will, carve out exceptions for this administration. So what is going to happen with this? What will the DOJ or the FBI do? Decisions, I think they're going to try to they're going to make the Democrats take them to court. Yeah, I don't know that they're going to, it's like they're going to come up with, I'm seeing this as excuses and reasons why they can't give the Democrats what they want. The Democrats will have to take them to court. And, will the Democrats win? Things are up in the air. They get good news, and woo, the Tower card. Okay, now the Tower card, it's the cosmic 2x4. You didn't learn the lesson. So looking at MAGA, you didn't, learn the lesson. You said you were going to release these files, so release the files. The Tower card is also a card of breaking down what doesn't serve us anymore. Okay, and this Project 2025 maggot crap does not serve the people of the United States at all. Okay, and so it's kind of like, as my bird is chirping, that's actually my son's bird is chirping in the background. I was like killing two birds with one stone. It's like the Epstein files comes out, gets rid of, the Epstein files. It's devastating. when I say devastating, it is going to put an end to a lot of people. And I'm sorry, but if you're in that file, you deserve to have your career, your life, literally, be behind bars, and life as you know it comes to an end. This Tower card is, I think that this information is going to come out. I don't think it's going to come from the government. Okay. It's going to come out. I don't, a different way. I'm wondering if that first court isn't saying, to release it, but then, they're going to put, the DOJ will, file an appeal and while it works its way up to the Supreme Court. So what's this Tower card? Let's get a little bit more clarity on that. Disappointment, but there's hope for these files to be coming out, and the truth is coming out. And this is just one more, I'm almost feeling like this is just one more added, pressure. This is just one more way to create this burden on this administration to release the files. Okay, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting with that. So, will they be successful? The Trump administration is trying to hold on. They're offering something, but it's not going to be the full thing. It's like they're trying to appease MAGA, but by not releasing the files. And so, what I'm getting with this is the they've used this. I'm rule of 5. I swear I keep wanting to call it party of 5. This rule of 5. I get the feeling that they're not going to get, it's not going to be released to them. Okay. It's not going to be released to them. The DOJ and FBI, they're going to be like, file away in court. And even if the courts say you have to release it, they're going to do something like it's classified, they'll classify everything. They'll do something to prevent this from being released. However, I still think that this is just one more way for this story to stay in the news. It's not going anywhere. I'm trying to, it's like one more nail in the coffin. That's, it's just like one more avenue for there to be pressure to release these files. There was actually another committee that could also request this. Let me pull this up. The other committee, the Committee on Government Operations of the House of Representatives, can use the same law with a group of 7 members. So they'd have to have 7. And I don't know if there's 7 Democrats on that committee or not. And plus, that's with the House, and they're on summer break right now. So, I'm not expecting any. I honestly, by the time they come back, I think that I think that Trump will already be confirmed in those files by the time the House comes back. So, I'm sitting here thinking, it's like, there's Abby. It's time for her to be fed, and she's letting me know. So this is her, you have to feed me. But with these files, as I said, it's just like one more layer. Like, you're just going to continue getting more and more people requesting this information legally, like what they've done here. And they're going to protect Trump for as long as they can. Now, I don't know that protection will continue once he is confirmed. Like, I really do see, like, these files, him being named in an undeniable way. I mean, I keep saying, like, I keep feeling that, being confirmed in an undeniable way, and that's when those dominoes start falling. So, good for them for putting the pressure on. Maybe they'll get them. I think they'll have to go to court. And in that going to court, I think that it's going to be released in another way. So that's what I'm getting today with that. I'm looking again, the rule of 5. Oh, I keep wanting to call it party of 5. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I'll put another reading up here for you to check out and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.